Well, we were led to the purchase of the Campus Anywhere concept because it just made really good sense to me as you are trying to recruit students from underrepresented areas of your city or in places that you can't be everywhere, right? We can't be at all places at all times, particularly 24/7. The concept of the Campus Anywhere was really interesting to me. And it lined up really well with our strategic focus of not only enrollment and growing our enrollment, but also on the backside, really looking at student success, retention, and persistence. We've had a goal in our strategic plan to become a Hispanic serving institution. And one of the things that happened with that is we actually hired what we call a community resource navigator to go into one of our highly Hispanic neighborhoods. And that person started a year ago, and their job was really to create relationships, to build trust, to be able to overcome the myth that, students could not afford to go to college and those kind of things, and helping with FAFSA and helping with, enrollment and really career awareness. Everybody knows what a teacher is and nurse is, but people don't know what an aircraft mechanic is, what a composite layup is, what a surge tech is, what an IT help desk specialist. So just building that. So in the process of that, within the first year, that I can't say it's all because of that, but it would kind of point to that our Hispanic enrollment increased 3%. And so we're anticipating if we have another 3% increase this next fall, then we will have achieved the Hispanic serving institution. So now let's fast forward to Campus Anywhere. And why is that important? Because we will be putting a booth at that community center. And we're going to be replicating that same idea with a community resource navigator and the Campus Anywhere booth in 2 other underrepresented neighborhoods of the city of Wichita over the next 24 months. When we invested in the technology was right at the tail end of COVID. So we had some of those HERF dollars that were available to do that. So that was an ability to try to, have a jumping off point, of which now we've institutionalized all that into our budgeting. So I think for me, when I think about it, I am always looking at ways to use technology to be more efficient and effective and not necessarily hiring more people. Not that I'm against hiring people, we have to have people, but also then how do we augment that with technology? And that's what I liked about this. Another thing was our night students at our campuses. At night, honestly, most of our staff is gone after 6 o'clock. So what happens to those students at night that need financial aid help, that might need advising help? And the Campus Anywhere looks like a great solution to that, because we can have somebody on call at their home working remote in the evening and answering those calls and providing that information to our evening students. And I think that will help us with our strategic goal of persistence, retention, and completion. So we purchased 5 of them, and we put one on each of our 2 large, we have 5 campuses. We put one on each of our 2 largest campuses, and that's primarily for daytime and evening use. The other 3 are going to be deployed out into these underrepresented neighborhoods within our community. And again, trying to figure out a way to have the ability to have a face-to-face presence, but also this other ability when we can't be on site, to be able to reach that population, answer questions, take it to the people. I always say you got to take it to the people. We got to take it to them. We got to meet them where they're coming from. And so I do believe it will be a huge assistance to us. And again, it's the ability for students to be able to engage when they need to. So if I can't have somebody there in the evenings, which I don't, then that community center has people coming in and out of it 6 or 7 days a week. And so we have a face-to-face presence for part of that. And then the Campus Anywhere is our presence in those other hours where we don't have, personnel there. Every generation, and we're looking at such a huge generational piece right now. I mean, we really have 4 generations that we're working with, and each of them have their uniqueness, and each of them have preferences. So what we're finding for our students that are already here is anything that they can do that's quicker, faster, more efficient, and more immediate, because immediacy is their thing. So anytime we can do that, which we think that's going to be a real benefit of having these Campus Anywheres at our campuses. When we're out in the community, I think it's a blend of the two. I'm not quite sure yet what I see. I see maybe parents being more comfortable with the face-to-face communication, possibly, and building that trust and that relationship. And then I see ultimately that potential students, middle school, high school, will be really comfortable with the technology. So I think it's a little bit of a blend of both. I think it's that hybrid model. It's what we're seeing in the classroom. COVID disrupted so many things, but there's still the essence. You're never going to replace that face-to-face. So think about this. When you get in that booth, you're still seeing somebody face-to-face. We have people that are on call to take those calls in the evenings. So it's technology enabling face-to-face communication at extended periods of time. So for a lot of people, jumping in those booths is going to be a lot easier than walking over to, the enrollment center, or, driving to where they want to go, because there's not an immediacy to that. And it's that immediate feedback. It's that immediate, we live in an Amazon world. We want to click it and get it. And so I think that's what was so interesting to me about the Campus Anywhere concept. And that's what intrigued me, because it is a click it and get it.